Hello everyone, welcome to my first actual YouTube video where I'm going to actually be doing something that is going to... This is my Uncle Johnny. He can say hi, Johnny. He wants to be in the video too. So the question today is blink or not to blink. I personally have Blink video cameras. I enjoy them very much. If you want something that is easy to set up, cheap, I have no problem suggesting it, but you need to make sure you have the right things because these are battery operated cameras. So you need to know that yes, they're going to be super easy to hook up. They're easy to maintain if you have external battery power. Because otherwise I've found out that trying to they say that these batteries will last, they'll last 6 months to 2 years. No. Like, you get any kind of shadow, any kind of movement in these cameras, and you're changing the batteries anywhere from every 2 weeks to maybe a month, which is a lot to change batteries. So I would suggest hooking them up to some type of external power. And what we have, or what this setup is solar. And these things work fantastic. Now, I have this similar setup kind of at my house. You just hook up the solar panel, and you don't even have to be close by. You can hook these things up like 20 some odd feet away, I think is the length of the cord. But the main thing that I would suggest if you decide to go with a Blink system is mounts. Buy different mounts. Blink's mounts are not good. So spend the money, get something if you need something where there's a lot of sunlight. You know, get something with a nice little visor on it, keep the glare down, but definitely, and they're cheap. You can get these mounts very, very, very cheap. So spend the money on a mount, and you'll never have to worry about it ever again. So the first thing that we actually need to do with these is you want to actually set up the hub, and once you get the hub set up, we'll set it up with the app. Get the cameras on so that we can actually view the cameras on our phones or on your phone, and you can figure out your placement a lot easier. You take it outside, you can kind of place it where you want it, and then you're not just like, oh, well, it has to be here, because these things are so versatile. You don't have to run wires to anything. So just make your life easier. Get everything set up, get the app downloaded, connect everything, and you're good to go. And then worry about the installation after you get to that point. So, all right, I'm going to download the app. I'm going to grab another phone, kind of show you and walk you through everything that we need to do. And yeah, I'm going to go grab a phone. So I got the app all downloaded on my phone, and then I remembered I should probably put the battery in these things. So this is actually a tool that actually comes with it, and normally you would use this to attach the phone. Like, you kind of pop it in here, and then it holds the phone on the stock mounts. And the stock, like I said, do not use the stock mounts. They are garbage. But the other side of this, you can use it as a tool to open the back of your Blink camera, which is extremely convenient. So if you decide not to use the other mounts, which I hope you don't, just throw the other part of the mounts away and keep this, because this is just super convenient. Otherwise, you can use a butter knife. It really doesn't matter. So we'll get the batteries in here, and the actual Blink system does come with lithium batteries. So you don't even have to go buy any. And it comes with the good ones too, so that's even better. So you just pop them in like so. I'm sure everybody can understand what a plus and minus is. If you can't, plus has got the nub, minus does not. Take it, put that back like that. Sometimes you can feel it, it'll be like a little bit squishy. As long as you're flush everywhere, it should just screw right back on. I mean, they're so intuitive, so easy to use, I can't even explain. All right, well, got a red light blinking, that means one's good. I'll do this a couple more times off camera so I don't waste your time. Okay, my cameras are all blinking, so that's a good sign. The only other thing that, of course, I forgot, I got the app downloaded. Next is the hub itself. So here is your hub. They have this little plastic piece that you can get from a ton of different vendors. I would definitely suggest getting it. It is not expensive. This one that I got actually came with the camera mounts. So it came with 3 camera mounts and this. And the purpose of this is to hold this. And it just will make your life so much easier because you can plug this in like this, like this. This comes around to the side and you can plug it in the wall and it's all one little unit. Why it doesn't come that way out of the box and you have to buy a separate piece, I don't know. I'm not Blink, I'm not Amazon, but that should be standard. Like, I don't know why it's not. So let me go get this plugged in. And this is actually for storage. So if you want to get a flash drive, you can take a flash drive, you can stick it in there. I think it goes up to 256 gigabytes if I'm correct, but don't quote me on that. So yeah, so you can do local storage or you can store it to the cloud. I suggest the cloud. I mean, it is $10 a month, so you do have to pay every month, but the features and the usability for having the cloud are just fantastic. And you can see, actually, this is actually my cameras at my house already kind of set up, but we'll do these ones here, and that'll be a whole different setup kind of in the same app. But so yeah, I'm gonna go get this plugged in, and then we will switch over to the app and go from there. Okay, so here is the Blink app itself. As I said, it's just kind of set up already to my home camera system, but it really doesn't matter. I'm setting this up at my grandma's house, so we're just going to hit the plus button and add Blink wireless camera system. Now, it's going to ask for the serial number, which is on the back of your module. You don't get to see mine, so I'm going to do that over here. I'm gonna add that manually. Okay, after you've either added or used the camera to scan the QR code, this is the next screen you're going to come to. So you can give your system a name. We're just going to call this home. Hit next, and now we actually have to go over and take the device and plug it in. So you saw I had this all in here, plugged in the bottom. It literally just rests in there. It doesn't. Some of these ones that they have, they do clip in. Some don't. Like it just is what it is. So the most convenient place for me to currently set this up is pretty much right here. You can move it around the house later depending on where your signal's at. So basically, once you get it plugged in, that's what it looks like with the blue light. And this is telling me what? Plug in the device and wait for blinking blue. Okay. Oh. Let's, oh, okay. It did some funny things, made a red light, and now it's blinking blue. So, hit discover device. And we bring this down here now and hit connect. All right, I'm gonna go off camera here and set up the Wi-Fi. Well, whatever your Wi-Fi is, it's I'll show you. It's click on it, enter the password, and you're done. So I'm gonna pause while I enter the password. Okay, I've entered the password. Now it's connecting to the Blink servers through the Wi-Fi. Get it so it makes a little bit of sense. Oh, okay. Looks like it's going to update the firmware right away. I'm going to go ahead and pause until that finishes. Okay, and that part of it is done. So hit done. Now I have a whole new camera system set up here. So there's the sync module. As you can see, it is online. Now what we want to do is hit the plus sign. And when you hit the plus sign, make sure you're on this one. Because if I'm on one of these, for my house, it's not going to work. So we hit the plus sign. And now we want to do a wireless camera. See, and there's the one thing I forgot. The QR code for these, I got a little ahead of myself because I haven't done this in a while. The QR code for these is actually inside the unit. So, you know, I ain't perfect. That's life. So you take these and there's the QR code. You click on wireless camera. Yeah, okay. What's it doing? And I'm going to enter this quick. Oh. Maybe not quick. There we go. As soon as it captures the QR code, it'll take you to here. It'll ask you where do you want to add this camera to. Obviously, the one that I just made, which is home, is the module that these cameras are going to be connected to. So I'll click home, and it is going to look for the camera. Oh, of course. Now we're updating some more firmware. You know, and this will happen pretty much to everybody. I mean, that's all part of it. You're going to have up there software updates, firmware updates. I mean, it's just, you're always going to run into this stuff, which, I mean, that's good. At least you know that the company is still making strides to keep their software and everything up to date without bugs, you know, increasing security features, things that need to be done. Like, every company should make sure that they do that, but there are some that don't. While this is updating, got a company that doesn't or that didn't. So my house is kind of a set up more like a smart home. So I have a ton of the lights that I have are connected, the TV's connected, my water softener is connected. And what I originally thought of was, you know, what company is going to be the best? What had the easiest use? And I bought some Insteon light switches. And if anybody knows anything about Insteon, they went out of business. And so the hub that they have connects to the internet and back, but they don't work anymore because the company no longer exists. But we'll figure that one out in another video. Okay, our firmware is back and we're good to go. So next you can see camera added successfully, and we hit done. Now I still have the back off, which doesn't matter, but now we can click right on this and it should give us a live view if we're lucky. Oh look! Oh, let me turn this audio off so we're not. Oh yeah. That would have been bad. All right, so how funny is that? I can talk to you through this camera, through that camera. All right. So now we know we have one camera set up. So I'm gonna get. What? Let me close out of this here. Let's go into the settings here since we got one, and then I can do this for the other two off camera. So click on your settings. I'm not going to change the name right now because I'm not sure which camera is going to end up where. But of course, you know, you name one for front door, back door, wherever you're going to put it. Currently these are on the batteries. That's because I haven't hooked up the external power, but I'll show you all that kind of towards the end. On this will change, and it will say external power once you hook up the saddle or the solar panels. All right, so motion detection is on, retrigger time, sensitivity. Now the retrigger time, this is the only thing that I dislike about the camera, because if something happens in the camera view and then it stops recording, it won't start recording again for 10 seconds. So, and there's instances where you can miss quite a lot of stuff. So I hate that about these cameras, but probably one of the few things I can say I actually dislike. You can change the clip's length. I normally like to go with at least, yeah, it's going to tell you you're in a battery life. I like to go with at least 30 seconds, but you could also turn this on so that if there's no motion in the camera, it'll just stop. You know, if you turn this off, every time something triggers the camera, it'll automatically run for 30 seconds and stop. And then it'll wait 10 seconds before it re-triggers again, and it'll just keep running in these 30-second intervals. If you click this on, it'll go on, it'll run for the longest of 30 seconds. But if no motion is happening anymore, it'll automatically turn the camera off. So it's good and bad. It has its nice times and its not so great times. We scroll down. Obviously, you want motion recording on. I'm sorry. You want motion detection. If you want an early notification to where as soon as you have motion, it'll send you a notification, turn that on. Sometimes it says on here that it may interrupt recording, but I haven't had any real issues with it. Night vision, auto, the infrared intensity, you know, and that all depends on the camera. It depends on the location, but you'll have to kind of set that up per location or per camera, because if you have somewhere where there is a bright motion light or something like that, you might not even need infrared at all. Or you might need it low. You know, if there's pitch black out there, yeah, you're going to need it on high. Obviously, you do want the audio turned on, as you can talk to somebody that's out there and hear them. You always want the audio on. I always have the speaker volume cranked all the way up. I always turn the video quality all the way up. And we get down to photo capture. And all photo capture does is basically it just takes a random picture. And it just takes a random picture every once in a while. I'm not sure that I've ever actually found a rhyme or reason of when or why it takes a picture, but it will just take random pictures and with random things. It doesn't have to be motion in the camera. Next we get down to status LED. Now I always turn these off. You can leave them on. I'm going to leave this one on for now, but all the status LED is a little light. So basically it lets whoever is being recorded know that they are being recorded. Now, I don't want that, so I always turn mine off. And that's pretty much it as far as the setup of each camera goes. So I'm going to go ahead and get these other two cameras set up, and then we'll keep on keeping on. Okay, so we went outside, and I basically just held the cameras up in the areas where they wanted these installed, so that you can kind of give yourself a reference point and figure out exactly where you're going to put the mounts. So these aren't the installed cameras. This is just me holding them up. Now to the fun part. So I've got one of these panels here, and I undid the coil, and because of the way that these are, these actually need to be screwed together. So you need the camera and you need the solar panel installed before you put it inside the case. So in order to do that, we just need to open that. And it makes it a little bit more difficult to actually we can actually, I think this actually comes out. I'm pretty sure. Let's find out here. Of course, there it is. So let's pop this off. Let's take this off again. And this is super easy. I mean, anybody can do it. It's all right. Let's see here. Does it come off? I'm not really sure. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's a little hook. I don't know if you can see it or not. So the tiny little hook right there. And this. Let me see. Of course, that's not going to go into focus. And there's a tiny little thing. So this literally just slides on this little clip, so you can literally just slide it off. Once you have it slid off, we can put this back together, tighten this back up. We can pop this little guy back in here, make sure it's weatherproof, and then this with its own little rubber thing can get plugged right in. Plug it in, try and push this rubber piece in there as far as you can get it, because that's quite literally your weatherproofing. So that's good there. Next thing is the camera itself. Now you notice it's got this big bump out, which I don't know why they don't put the hole a little bit farther back, like back here would make more sense, but I didn't design them, so I guess that ain't for me to, I don't judge. So basically you got to kind of bend the cord a little bit, kind of wedge it in there, and then get it out the hole. Once you do that, and it will rest in there perfectly. Like you can feel when it kind of, it doesn't lock in, but you can feel it when it's in there. And they have tons of different housings that you can buy. Some of them, they don't have screws, they just snap, and they're all good. I mean, they're just all good in their own way. Now the kit that we bought, they actually give you a screwdriver. So this screwdriver actually came with this whole kit. Let's take these little guys, screw them in. Don't over tighten them, because you're putting a metal screw into plastic. And the second you over tighten it, well, but then you just ripped and broke the plastic. Now you're not going to get a good seal, and it's just not going to perform how you want it to. Or there's a possibility of it, getting water in there. Whoop, I bumped the camera. Getting water in there and whoop, butterfingers. You just don't do it. I mean, if you do, there's other things you can do. You can just tape these two pieces together, to be honest. There's, it's just a seam, it rests on there. If you strip a screw, take some electrical tape and tape the seam. Like it'll work. Super glue it. Well, I mean, you'll never be able to get it apart, but tape works good. Anything like that. So we've got that together. The camera is basically mounted. It's connected to the solar panel. So now we can go outside, and we can basically, all we really need to do is take this mount and screw it in. Take one of these mounts and screw them on and clean it up real nice. So let's go outside. Okay, here we are outside, enjoying this beautiful California weather. And basically, we're going to install it right up here. That's kind of where they want it. It's kind of where it makes the most sense. Now you've got this little kind of actuator on here, so that you can turn it any which way you want. Now, depending on which way you're going to need to angle this, you're going to have to make sure you put that on there right. But to begin with, it's easier to take this entire piece off. So if we take that completely off, you've got two separate pieces. Now, the reason for that is because since this is already connected with a cable to the solar panel, it's easier to get this piece on. So you can actually just screw that piece on there. Then once we actually have the mount actually up there, then all you got to do is put this on, screw it on, and you're good to go. Now, once you get that screwed in, there's this extra little piece on here. Now, you want to screw that because there's a little rubber washer. You're going to want to screw that tight, and that will keep it locked on there, and this will not come off. So do that, it will make your life a million times easier. Okay. Next, you just got to screw it on. So I'm going to flip around to the other camera and zoom a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, there's the new camera shot. I got screws in my mouth because I don't know, I'm just that guy. So I like to put screws in my mouth. So I'm going to talk a little funny for a little bit here. So literally, if you have wood, it's going to be this simple. I'm going to take it, find your spot. Don't go too tight. You will break that plastic. If you have a drill like this, and you're worried about breaking stuff, you can turn this down, and then it won't let you turn it too tight. See? Too tight. There's that. Now that we have this piece all on here, all we need to do is just twist this on. Let me try it with my left hand so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. You might get it sooner or later. All right, come on. All right, so this camera is going to be kind of angled over this way. Once you kind of get it into the position that you want, then you can just take this, and it's got these little wings on it. You can just tighten it, and ta-da! The camera itself is installed. Oh, my shot might have been a little bad, but that's pretty much it, at least as far as the camera is concerned. Now, we move over to the solar. All right, so now here's the solar panel. Here's the mount. They come separate. If you look on here, there's an arrow, and on here there's also arrows. So as long as all your arrows are the same and they're pointing the same way, they literally just slide on. And if you see there's a little nub right there, well, here there's also a little nub right at the top. So you slide that in, you'll hear it click, and that's clicked in. Now obviously we don't want to have it on there right now. You can just take it off. Just be careful, try not to break the clip. It's not the end of the world if you break it. I break plastic a lot, so I'm a little more rough than some people. So all we gotta do is find a good spot to put this out in the sun, which perfectly enough is gonna be right above the camera, super close by. But if you want to put it farther away, I mean, these cords are long. I think this one's at least 20-25 feet. I mean, you can put them on the roof, you can put them pretty much anywhere. So I'll get reset up. We'll do the last little bit here, and then we'll be done. This video has been a little longer than I had anticipated, but that's not a bad thing. That just means that I can ramble and talk to myself more than most people. All right, so I'm back. Got more screws in my mouth because that's what men do, right? Anyways, here's the area that we're going to mount it. There's other spots, but this just happens to be the most convenient because, like, literally it just fits right on there. Now, this is just as easy as that one. We're literally putting the screws in the holes, and then we're going to slide the solar panel on there. It is so easy. Literally anybody could do it. Just don't break the plastic. Right. And if you do, duct tape and super glue works for everything. Always has, it always will. All right, so that's quite literally installed. So I'm too lazy to walk down the ladder, so I'm going to use the extra that I got to haul it up here. So arrows are pointing that way, arrows are pointing that way. I'm going to take this. Sorry, let me actually do it the right way. They're still pointing the same way, and then we just, and she's clicked on. So now you can adjust it, put it whichever way the sun is mostly, which is probably going to be that way-ish. This thing does turn in any direction you want, any way you want. Just super easy, super convenient. These are Wassersteins. I will leave a link in the description for everything that I bought. Like if you want to do the exact same thing, I'll give you the links. Like I said, there are different housings for the cameras, and they're all good in their own way. So these ones, I mainly got this specific kind because of the length of the visor. Because in this California sun, you just don't want the glare from the sun to kind of ruin what you're actually trying to look at. So this is installed here. The only other thing that I would suggest is cable management. Make sure that your cables are managed well. You don't want this big amount of garbage, this rat's nest of garbage just all over the place. So you know, they got some good cable ties over at lttstore.com. Shout out to Linus. I don't know you, you don't know me, but I watch a lot of your videos, I like your stuff. Um, so here you can do really whatever you want. We can just kind of fold it up, grab some wire ties, and really just kind of get them out of the way. Here we're going to cheat because we can, at least for the moment. And yeah, we can kind of tuck them up and out of the way, and that'll be just fine. And don't worry, I will make this look better. This is just my temporary fix. So there you go. Camera's installed, cables are up. Now we can go and I'll show you what it looks like back in the app now that we have this solar panel hooked up, because it does change in the app. It should say external power now. Yeah, after I do that, I think that'll be it. All right, so there's the final video, at least for the back. There's the backyard. We got it kind of, we can hit the camera. You can kind of see how it's, always takes a little bit to, tilt this here so it goes, there we go. Now we got a wide screen. So yeah, you can yell at somebody in the backyard if you want, because there's a speaker on it, which I really like that feature with these cameras. But to get out of that, and let's go back into the settings now. So into the settings, you can see obviously the name is whatever the hell that is. Settings. Now we'll change the name in the settings. So click that, and we're just going to call this one Backyard. And as you can see here now, it says external power. So now it's basically just running off of that solar power, and it has an integrated battery pack. And I think that's pretty much the only settings. I just wanted to show you that it does change. So if you are looking through your settings and you don't see that, then you know there's a problem and that you need to fix it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Once we back out of it, the name changes to Backyard. Yeah, got it. And currently the system is disarmed. Once you hit armed, then it will start recording motion. Well, that's pretty much it for the video. I'm a walker and a talker, so I like coming out and enjoying the heat of the desert. I'll kind of give you we'll actually take a look and see what it looks like all kind of mostly done. I do still have the cores just kind of shoved up in there for now, but I will pull it out. I will put some cable ties or wire ties or anything on it, just to kind of clean it out, make it look nice. And I could tuck them away, kind of put them under the wood. But you know what, to be honest, nobody looks at that kind of stuff. So if you're going to spend the time trying to make it like super perfect and like, I want everything hidden, let me just save you the time. Nobody cares. Nobody looks at it. So if you're doing it, you're doing it for you. and I'm not saying it's not bad to spend the time and make it look nice and do it right. Just know that it's probably for you, and none of your friends care what it looks like. It's your house. So I hope this video helped some people out. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, let me know. If you did, let me know. If there's something that I missed, I forgot to touch base on, or something I should add. If you have any ideas for future videos, I'm going to be installing some fans soon. I think in the next day or two. I'm going to have a bigger lighting project than I'm going to be doing here. So yeah, I mean, if you have any other suggestions, if you have stuff you want me to come over and do, want me to fix your house, let me know. I'm your guy. So you guys, thanks for coming along on this little journey with me today for my first actual video. Everything is shot on my phone, so I'm kind of doing this all by my phone for now. I'm not a big production company. So if it looks like garbage, you know why. Hey, if it looks great, awesome. Then I got really lucky. So thanks for coming along. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, but soon.